So when you're doing a typical camera installation, most folks do the 3 cameras. You could certainly choose to do just 1 camera or 2 cameras or 4 cameras, but this is the typical setup. 1 in the bin, 1 on the hopper, and 1 outdoor camera. So with cameras, you do need a PoE switch. The PoE switch provides power and the connection to the cameras. And in addition to the PoE switch, you're going to need a modem to provide an internet connection, a connection to the cloud, and then of course an antenna from the modem, which allows you to get a good signal and get a good high-speed connection. So I'm going to go ahead and open one of the cameras to show you what we have inside. Well, let's pick the outdoor camera because that's a little different from the others. The difference between the cameras, or what's packaged in the cameras, is the different lengths of wire and how they are programmed. So that is why they are labeled. I would recommend that you install them at the location they were intended for. There is a decal in here, which is a template that you can use to drill holes if you need to mount the camera. There are screws in here which you could use to connect, to attach the mount to a wall or brick. And there are also self-tapping stainless steel screws which you can use on the sheet metal walls of the machine. There is a piece of conduit that is included. You're going to drill a hole for the outdoor camera so that you can run the cable through, and you want to drill a hole that's large enough for the conduit to pass through, and then just push the conduit through. This protects the wire and prevents it from fraying against the sharp edges of the metal wall. This is the bracket that you're going to attach to the wall, and the camera attaches to that. It has a quick release tab on it if you need to take the camera off or replace it, and then this bracket can stay in place. So it's clearly marked. It says up over here, so that's where you want this up. You want the tab at the bottom, and then you have the lock and unlock symbol on here. I can show you how that works a little later. Inside the box, you have some packaging, some more screws. You need about 3 screws to attach the bracket, and then the camera itself. I'm going to go ahead and open the hopper camera. Very similar. I'll take all this out. What we're going to be showing you is how this weather-tight connection is used. It comprises of a couple of different parts. There is a rubber grommet. There is a cap main body which actually attaches to the plug on the camera. There is a little O-ring that is that goes between the camera and this main body, and then there is the back threaded cap which forms the seal around the wire. This is the Ethernet cable that's with this camera. This is the Ethernet port that it connects to, and that goes to the camera. There is another little power plug. We do not use this, so this is unused because power is being provided to us by the PoE switch. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble the weather-tight connection. I would recommend that you use it. You don't have to, but I would prefer to use it. So I'm going to slide that boot back, and I'm going to slip the little threaded cap over the cable. It's got a little split in this grommet, and I just need to find it. Okay, so this grommet was not split, but it's easy enough. I just give it a bit of a cut with a scissor and it's split, right? So that's what we want. I am going to slip it over the cable so it's in place. And then we're going to pass the cable through the main body. It's got a square slot in there, so you want to just line it up. If it doesn't go through, just turn it 45 degrees till it passes through. We're going to slip the grommet inside, and we can loosely tighten this on. We're not going to tighten it fully yet because we want this cable to be able to move a little bit. We take the grommet, the O-ring, take the O-ring, we're going to slip it over this part of the camera. Now this part of the camera is of course the connection that runs to the camera. That's the Ethernet port of the camera. We can plug this in. We can slide the main body forward and it locks, twist and lock. So now this is a sealed connection. And then when you tighten this, the threaded cap at the back, you can see it forms a tight seal around the cable. So this should be a watertight seal, something I would recommend that you do. So I've gone ahead and unpacked everything. We've got our camera ready. We did that earlier. We've got our PoE switch and we've got our modem. And I've gone ahead and unpacked everything so you don't have to watch me taking things out of plastic bags. But that's our PoE switch. You know, they might look a little different, but that's essentially what it is. We're going to go ahead and power that up. I take the power supply. I connect the power cord to it. I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the power inlet and to the electrical outlet. So this has power now. These switches can be left on their default. We have our camera Ethernet cable. I'm going to connect it to the PoE switch. You want to make sure you connect it to one of the PoE ports, right? So the first four, 1, 2, 3, 4, are PoE ports. It will not work in a non-PoE port. You need to use a PoE port. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. You can see on the front that it's getting power and now it's talking on the network. That's what these lights indicate. Now, we're still not connected to the internet, so we got to connect to the internet. So when I'm going to go ahead and power up the modem, here's the modem, here's the power socket. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. I'm going to connect it to an outlet. Okay. Our modem has an auxiliary antenna, but it also needs a main outdoor antenna. So this is our main outdoor antenna. We're going to stick it on top of the ice machine. It's got a magnetic base, so when you do put it on the machine, it's going to stick. And it has a long enough cord that you can run it through the machine wall and to your modem. I'm going to go and connect that to the port. It's important to use the port marked main. You want to use the port marked main for the outdoor antenna. That is your main antenna. So with all that connected, the modem is going to start its boot up process. The modem does need to be connected to the switch. We need to connect this LAN port to either 5, 6, 7, or 8. I'm going to go get a cable for that. We are going to connect the LAN port of the modem to one of the non-PoE ports. Now, if you must use a PoE port, it's okay, but I recommend using a non-PoE port. I'm going to use port 8. It does not matter. You can use any of these ports. It is not specific. So we can see there's activity on line 8, on port 8. There's activity on line 1. So here our modem has finished initializing. It's got a great signal. These are your signal lights. The power light is green, which is good. Wi-Fi light is green, which is good. And the cellular signal light is green, which is good. So it is now connected to the internet, and we should be able to see the camera on a web page or on your phone. This light may turn solid orange, and that is okay too. And that we may use the external Wi-Fi connection, and in those situations, this light may be orange, which is okay. And that I'm talking about the cellular signal light. But this is your normal state of your modem. That's it essentially. I could connect more cameras. I can connect up to 4 cameras, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, we have 4 ports, but that's going to be just a big mess out here. So I'm not going to do that. But with this setup, you can have your cameras running.